family life or single life in China? Which one is better and more convenient? Well, I have to say that in China, especially living in the big cities, it's very much geared towards single life and not family life. And I'll explain that. So, if you live in a big city in China, there are many apartments available. Okay, not houses to live in, but apartments. And also, there's a lot of public transportation, which is very convenient if you're a single person, if you don't have any children. A lot of jobs available, which is great. A lot of connections you can make. But as far as children goes, there aren't really so many playgrounds where you can just bring your kid to play. There isn't fields of grass where you can play either. There are not as many basketball courts, tennis courts out in the open, public, like there is in America. Um, Swimming pools are also much less. So, and well, for schools, I think the school system is different. Obviously, I think there are different options in America, many more options to choose from. China is a little bit more standardized, the education. Uh, of course, America is standardized too, but I'm just saying the schools more or less do more of the same things. Um, then in America, I think there are more options depending on public, private, charter, some kind of special school, homeschool. In China, for example, there is no homeschooling. If some people prefer that option, there are much fewer much fewer private schools, and there are no, well, very few, I should say, religious institutions, religious schools. Um, Also, the pollution is bad, so children have a tendency to get sick more. And as far as activities or after school activities, after school clubs, these are much fewer in China that compared with America. And so I think from my experience of living in China for 3.5 years, I saw that single life was much more convenient than family life. Here in America, there are so many more resources, so many more activities and places where you can bring your children, and it's a cleaner environment in the air, especially the air. And so I think that for family life, it's much more suitable in America. Also, you can buy a house, which is your own, so it's much more private, which is better for family, rather than living in an apartment, which maybe people could complain about the noise or what have you, if your kids are crying or something like that. Uh, and also some apartments don't have elevators, so you can imagine trying to get a stroller, carrying the stroller up and down the stairs, or you can see how it can get complicated pretty quickly. Um, so Also, as far as baby formula goes, I should say, it's cheaper in America, and there are many more options. There have been cases where certain kinds of formula in China have caused the children to get sick. So I think, from my experience, family life is. Oh, I forgot to mention a very important point. When we were in China, I tried to get a marriage visa because my wife is Chinese, and they granted me a tourist uh, visa for visiting family members. It's only good for 3 months, and then at the end, I would have to go back to America. And while having that, I wasn't allowed to work in China. So for America, if you're married to someone who's not American, they can get a green card and become a permanent resident in the United States, and the green card could be good for maybe 10 years. But for China, my marriage visa was only good for 3 months. And so this is quite a difference. And so if you are married in China, it might be easier for you just to get a working visa or a business type visa. So that's my advice to you. Um, Leave any comments if you also have experienced the same things or different things, and share your opinion.